I'm Clovice Lewis. I, up until recently, was a serial entrepreneur. I started my life out as a composer and cellist, and was a professor of computer music at UC Santa Barbara for 8 years, from the 78 until 80, what's 8 years after that? 86, I think it was. And then started companies, technology companies, became an expert at programming and multimedia, and started up different companies in Silicon Valley, and then all the time still composing. Composed my first symphony when I was 17, and since then there have been quite a few of them. Large orchestral works and that sort of thing, and then working as a professional cellist as well. And then I moved to a rural place in California, about 2.5 hours north of San Francisco, back in 2000, a little bit before that, and have been being rural for quite a while now. And now I've been in a co-owner of an organic walnut farm, 11-acre walnut farm, and delighted to be there. Well, as I said, I was an entrepreneur for many years, and I knew that I wanted to do ministry, but I kept putting it off. I became involved in a congregation in this rural Lake County where I live, and I was doing sermons and was active in the PCD and just having a great time. And then people say they get a calling. I was very busy doing my serial entrepreneur thing, and I had really thought about ministry, because when I discovered Unitarian Universalism, I was really excited about it. But, people say they get a calling. I literally got a phone call, and it was from the school, and they were saying, we have a UUA grant, and we're looking for people of color to become ministers. We want to walk our talk. Yeah, walk our talk. And would you be interested? And I was like, cool, I'll do that. Based on the content of my character, I'll be happy to join. And then, so I received that grant, and then sustaining scholarship from Norma and David and Norma Lewis, like their last name, scholarship. And that's how I got here. So I got a calling, and I got a phone call. And I am delighted to be here, because I'm learning more than I ever imagined I could, and I'm having just so much fun. I'm pretty clear at this point that I don't want to be a congregational minister. I do want to have the MDiv. Congregational ministry is not out of the picture for me, but I'm really, really interested in talking, writing, speaking about large issues like counter-oppression, racism, climate disruption, and I want to do that on an international and national level. So I'm really interested in polity, interested in UU policies and vision going forward at that level, and I will continue to do the writing and scholarship that I love doing. It's really interesting. As I said, I became involved in I was one of the founding members of the local congregation where I am in this rural area in Northern California. But if you look at my bookshelf, I've always been involved in in the questions of the nature of reality and the nature of God, theology. And my bookshelf is quantum physics and religion, Nag Hammadi, Quantum. In the 1990s, I was really excited to find out about the Dead Sea Scrolls. I bought every book that I could possibly get about the subject. So I've had this dual relationship with these two subjects for a very long time. And when I learned about Unitarian Universalism, I thought, there's a religion for heretics like me. So when I found out about it and became involved in it, I was just naturally drawn to it. I've always done public speaking. I've always been involved in this kind of work, and it was just it was a thing where all of the arrows in my quiver could be drawn towards. There's one thing that I was thinking about, and that is when I was younger. And I went to college. I went to UC Santa Barbara, where I taught. There was a College of Creative Studies, and that was for really precocious people like me who had written symphonies and done biology and all sorts of stuff before they actually got to college. College of Creative Studies was a great place for me to learn because it was pass, no pass. It allowed me freedom and flexibility to learn in the ways that I wanted to, and also to teach. And so the idea of going to a graduate school, especially doing theology like this, was a little bit daunting. I didn't know very much about Starr King until I really delved into it. And then it was, there is a religion for heretics like me, and there is a school of ministry for people like me. I like to stretch the boundaries. I like to be outside of the box, and I'm really happy to be involved in a place that is very familiar to me, where there's this deep dive into things that are not normally thought of or taught. I love the counter-oppression part of it. It's a part of me. It's a lived, embodied experience for me. And so to be in a place like this that actually values that creativity and out-of-the-box kinds of thinking that I do and am, is exciting. And I would urge anyone who has that idea, is anything like me, to come over here.